to the second video guide for getting started on eBay. In the last video we covered creating an account, and in this video we're going to cover selling your first item. So up at the top left here you see sell. Go ahead and click there. Now if this is your first item, what they're going to want you to do is put in your address. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some information here. Once you've finished inputting your information, go ahead and click continue. And you'll be brought to this screen. On the left, you have the traditional options for selling items yourself, and on the right, you have a new option for allowing eBay to sell items for you. Now, they do have established guidelines for items that they will sell for you. Essentially what you do is you package it up, they give you a free shipping label, and you can ship your items into eBay and they will list and sell them for you. Here are the guidelines, so go ahead and pause your video if you'd like to read these. But for this video, we're going to be showing you how to list your own items yourself. So going back to this page, go ahead and click Sell It Myself. And here you'll have the option to tell them what you're selling. For example, say a PlayStation 4. And what that's going to do is show you similar listings that already exist, so you can save the time from putting in all the information yourself if the item you're selling is something that's already available on eBay. Assuming it's not, or you just like to do everything from scratch, post your own pictures and such, continue down to the bottom and click right here next to where it says none of these match yours. Click continue to the listing form. And you'll be brought to this page where you can begin putting in the specifics of your item, starting with the title. Just something simple but descriptive about your item. You're allowed over 70 characters, so it's generally good form to fill that up. The condition of the item, you get a bunch of choices for that, seen here. Then you have the option to add photos. Actually, you're required to add at least one photo, so have those on hand before you begin this process. It'll open a file browser, and you can select your picture and click open. That'll upload and add the photo. Then you move on to some more item specifics, such as the brand, platform. This won't be the same for every item you're selling. If you're selling clothes or a different electronic or really anything based on the category that your item falls under, you'll get different options here. So I won't bother messing with those for now. Then you have details, and this is your item's description. This is very important. I'm going to go ahead and write up an example one. Something like this should do just fine. Some important information to include in your description are to reiterate the item condition. If it's new, for items like electronics, people would like to know if it's factory sealed or if you opened it but never plugged it in. That's an important thing to mention. Always be open with your potential customers, so make sure to offer contact for any questions. Mention where you ship. All these things will be available in other parts of the listing, but it's important to reiterate them here because most people skip straight to here. Typing here works just like Microsoft Word. Pretty simple. You can change your text size, your font, bold, italic, underline. Then if you scroll down just a bit, you have your listing format. There's two formats offered on eBay. One is auction and one is fixed price. An auction will allow you to set a starting price. They're recommending $175 for me here. And what that will do is start you with this price, and people are allowed to make incremental bids. It works just like an auction. Then fixed price is just what it sounds like. You can set one price and people have to pay that to get the item. Generally, eBay is going to recommend a price for you for that as well, and that's based on the average of what this item is sold for recently. Just below that, you'll see here there's an option to add best offer, and what that allows people to do is submit a price lower than your fixed price, and you'll get an email and you can choose whether or not to accept that. If you choose not to accept it, nothing happens and people can continue to buy your item. If you do accept it, people usually will undercut you 5 or 10%, and you can go ahead and accept that if you want to. Generally, what's best to do in that situation, however, is to shoot them back an email or a message through eBay and haggle with them a bit, work them up a bit, and usually they'll meet you in the middle from their first offer and your fixed price. So that's the best way to go ahead and get the most money. Then down here you have an option for quantity. Your listing duration is how long your listing will be available on eBay. If you have a fixed price item, your listing will end whenever someone buys the item. If it's an auction, they'll be allowed to continue bidding for however long you select. Just below that, you have an option to schedule your listing start time. And what that allows you to do, for example, if you're going to be on vacation and you want your item to go up for sale halfway through your vacation and end when you're back home, it'll allow you to do that, picking a date and a time for your auction to go live. And moving on, here's your shipping options. And what eBay's going to want to do here is select your shipping options for you. You can also choose to select shipping options yourself, which can get pretty complicated. It is important to take a look at how other people have shipped this item before if you're selling something that other people have sold. You get a lot of different options here, the first of which is to charge the actual cost, or if you'd like to charge a fixed cost to all buyers regardless of where they live. Generally, that's not something you're going to want to do unless it's a very light item that someone, say, from Europe won't buy and end up charging you $15 or $20 to ship. Something that'll be cheap almost anywhere. So assuming that you want to charge the actual cost, which will be calculated based on the buyer's location, you can continue on here to some more settings. You have the weight of the item. You have the length, width, and height. All of these will factor into the price, and the type of package that you're going to use, which you get several options here, from letter to large package. Check with your shipping service, whether it's the UPS, USPS, or FedEx, what they consider to be a package, a large package, a letter size. That can vary based on which shipping company you're going to be using. Just below that, you have your drop down here to select the different types of shipping you'd like to use. As I was talking about just a moment ago, here's UPS, you have USPS, FedEx, so choose whichever is most convenient for you. And just below, you'll see an option to offer free shipping or to offer another shipping service. International shipping is optional, so by default that's set to no international shipping. I like to offer international shipping on my items because I've never really had a problem with it, and since it's calculated, you won't lose out on any money there. They're going to go ahead and pay however much it costs. It's just good to keep international shipping as an option. It expands your potential customer base. Scrolling down a little bit more, you have your preferences section, starting with your PayPal email address. Now this is where payments will go to when a customer buys your item, and we have a video detailing how to create a PayPal account as well, so go ahead and check that out if you don't have one already. That doesn't necessarily need to be the same as the email that you signed up for eBay with. That could be something totally different. Below that, you have the item location, which is just the zip code that you'll be mailing the item from. What this does is help the customer to calculate how long it'll take the item to arrive once you've shipped it. You have handling time, which is exactly what it sounds like, just the time that you would like before you're required to ship the item. You can go up to 3 business days on that. But in your item description up above, you could mention if for some reason you wouldn't be able to ship, or the item ends on a Saturday, you wouldn't be able to ship on a Sunday. So that's something to always make sure you include in your details. And then whether or not you accept returns. Items with accepted returns do sell a little bit better, but that can cause a lot of issues. So that's something you're going to need to judge the risk of yourself. And then you have the option to donate a portion of your profit to charity. Right here, PlayStation Network ID, that's nothing you need to worry about. That's only showing up because I used a PlayStation as my example item. And then when you're all done, go ahead and scroll down here and the big blue button to list it will list your item for sale. Thanks for watching.